Hello beaders, my name is Jana and I'm going to show you how to make a beginner's beading ring. For that you need some seed beads, doesn't really matter what size, but I use Miyuki 11O. I'm going to use 8mm Swarovski bicones, but it doesn't really matter what you use. You can use 8mm round beads if you like to. You don't have to use Swarovskis, but I like my Swarovskis. And I'm going to use 4mm bicones, and those are also Swarovskis. I'm going to also use two different threads. One of them is the nylon thread. It's called Perlon thread in the Netherlands. I'm going to use about a half an arm span wide of that to start with, and then for my ring band I'm going to use Fireline 0.006. So that's for the ring band, that comes later. First I'm going to start off with my nylon thread, cut that off about half an arm span wide, and to begin this ring I'm going to start with a bicone and put that in the middle of my thread. I'm going to take one seed bead, put that on the left, one seed bead, put that on the right thread, and then I'm going to add a bicone left and a bicone right again. Well, that's actually the other way around, depends on how you look at it. Then there's another seed bead going on both threads, and there it goes on the other side. And I'm going to cross my threads into the bicones like that. So one goes into the right hole and the other one goes into the left hole. And then I'm going to pull my threads through. You got a little square like that. Next, I like to use two different color seed beads for the next part, but you can just use one color if you don't have them. I like to use black seed beads. These are also 11O Miyuki seed beads. So I'm gonna, basically what you need to do is add two seed beads on both threads now. So if you only have one color, that's okay, you can do it with one color. I like to do it with two colors. I'm gonna add a black one. I'm gonna add a white one. Or a silver one. I'm going to add a black one and a silver one on the right thread, and I'm going to add a black one and a silver one on the left thread. And when after I've done that, I'm going to add a bicone on the left and a bicone on the right. And I'm going to cross my threads like this in the seed bead. And I'm going to pull there. And then I'm going to add a bicone on the left side thread and a bicone on the right side thread. I'm going to add a silver seed bead and a black seed bead on the right thread, and I'm going to add a silver seed bead and a black seed bead on the left thread. And after that's done, the threads need to cross in this bicone, but be careful you don't go through the seed beads on the side. So right thread goes into the right side, and the left thread goes into the left side, and you just pull the threads. There you go. You straighten that out a bit, and you got the basic top for the ring. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring these threads together on the other side so I can knot up the threads. So, coming out of this bicone, I'm going into this seed bead, then this bicone, this seed bead, and this bicone. And if you're lucky, when you push it through the seed bead, it will automatically go into the bicone. That's one. seed bead. So you gotta be careful. You can push that in a bit so it won't go into the bicone. There, seed bead. And now I want this thread to meet up with this thread. So I'm going in with the left thread into the seed bead and into this bicone. And that's all. Now my threads meet up right here. I'm going to knot it 4 times. 1. Be careful you stay on the correct side of that seed bead. 2. 3. And 4. Pull that really tight. I take this thread. You can see that the thread's going in different directions. So this thread goes in that bicone. And this is also the thread that has on the other side of the bicone the knot. So we're going to pull that in. Pop. You will feel that pop as that goes in. Pop. And as you can see, the knot is gone. You don't see a knot here anymore. Now push that same thread through the next seed bead in the bicone. And then you take the other thread and you go into this seed bead and this bicone. Get your threads away from your knot. You put it down carefully, because this is where your knot is now. Put it down carefully. Cut that off. And cut that off. And I say carefully because you want to remember where that knot is. That knot is right there. Now we're going to start with the ring bend. And we take our fire line. About an arm spin wide off. And cut that off. Put your needle on there. Right there. Your knot is here, so we don't want to put the ring bend right where the knot is. So we're going to take the bottom right here. And you pull that thread through till you got about 3/4 of thread on the right side and about 1/4 left on the left side. I'm going to pick up 3 seed beads. 1, 2, 3. And I'm a bit lazy. I don't want to change my needle. So to put it on the other thread, so I'm going to do this with my fingers. I'm going to put 3 on there. 1, 2, 3. And now we have to cross our thread together for the ring bend. So I'm going to put another, let's say 5 seed beads on my thread. And these 5 seed beads that I'm putting on now are the seed beads we're going to work with. But first we have to cross that thread. Now watch this carefully. My thumb is underneath, my finger is on top, my index finger is on top, and I'm going to roll them over my finger, and then I'm going to hold it with my middle finger. Then I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to go through all these 5 seed beads. Voila. And now I got them crossed. Just turn that back. I'm going to take this thread and hold onto that really tight, because we need these 5 seed beads now to work with. Pick up a seed bead, and this is what we call a ladder stitch. Pick up a seed bead and you go into that first of 5 seed beads that you added, and you push that back in there, and you pull that thread towards you, and then put it into that needle, put that into the seed bead you just put on there, and then push that away from you. There we go. We're going to pick up another seed bead, and we're going to go into the second of the 5, and push that towards you again. Pull that towards you again, and then in there and away from here. Push that away. So that's how that works. That's the ladder stitch. And take now the 3rd seed bead. Get that towards you again. And then in there. And push that away. I got a camera standing there, so I can't just pull that through as I want to, but that's okay. 4th seed bead into the 4th seed bead. It's now becoming the 1st row, and pull that towards you and push that away. And then the last one is the 5th seed bead. It goes on the 5th seed bead of the 1st row. Pull that towards you and go in there and push that away. Now you have to change the needle, because you need to put it on the other thread right now, because as you can see this is still loose, so we're going to tighten that up now. And this goes on the other thread. And as you can see, this thread is coming out of the last seed bead here, or the 1st seed bead, depends on how you look at it, of the 1st row. So we're going to take this needle and put it through all the 5 seed beads of the 2nd row. Now push that, pull that towards yourself, and then we're going to go back into the 1st row, all 5 seed beads, and push that away from yourself. There you go. And then we're going down into the 3 seed beads that are on the side. And then we're going to go into the bicone. And then we're going to take this seed bead, silver seed bead that is on in between the bicones. We're going to go in there and into the bicone. We're going to do another seed bead and a bicone. And then that thread is far away from you as possible, so we can easily work with the ring band on this side now. I'm going to change the threads again, put the needle on the long thread, and we're going to just turn this around, look into the back of your ring, and I'm going to pick up a seed bead, go into the 1st seed bead of the 2nd row, just backwards, and just push that needle in and pull it towards you, and then into that seed bead you just added, and just and we can pick up another one into the 2nd seed bead of the 2nd row, towards you, pull in the 2nd seed bead of the 3rd row now, and push that needle through and pull that thread away from you. So we're just going to be doing this, continuing this until that ring band is long enough. And at the 4th row now of the ladder stitch, and we're going to just continue doing that, turning your ring around and around until that ring band is long enough. And I will show you in a little while how to size the ring to match your finger, and to see if that's long enough, and how to attach both sides of the ring to each other and make sure that it's strong so it won't break. But the good thing is, if this ring band ever breaks, you won't have to redo the whole ring, because you have two different threads used for this. So I'm now gonna just continue until my ring band is almost the right size. Now let me show you how I check if my ring fits. I put it on my finger, like that, and then I just turn it all the way around to see if I'm almost there. And I think that would fit when I put the 3 seed beads on the side. So I'm just gonna double check that. Take 3 seed beads. This is on the right side, so I need to go in here on the right side. And then I need to add another 3 on that side. There. Now I'm going to test that again, if I can get in there. Pull that tight. And as I can see, that fits. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just take this thread and go up and down all the rows, back and forth, until either I can't go through the seed beads anymore, or I'm out of thread. It's one or the other. And this will tidy up your ring band also. Will make it look a little bit more smooth. Reach the end here, I'm just gonna take it through the 3, make that nice and strong, back through the bicone, down the 3, and just zigzag your way back. So I think I'm going to cut that off here now, because I want this thread to also go through there a couple of times. And this thread goes down in the 3 seed beads. And we're just going to zigzag with that thread also. Until you either run out of thread or go through there a couple of times. Just don't force your needle to go through, because you don't want to by accident pop one of the seed beads on the ring, break it. And right here, I feel it's getting pretty hard to go through there, so I'm not going to do that. Cut that thread right there. And it's all correct. This ring should fit now. And it does. Yay! So I hope you like this tutorial. It's a pretty simple ring. Let me show you some of the other rings I made. This is the same ring. I just used 10 millimeters of round beads and 6 millimeter Swarovskis, and on the side I used 2 size 8 seed beads, and the whole ring band is made of size 8 seed beads, and instead of 5 wide I just used 3 wide. Here's another one. These are 6 millimeter Swarovski pearls with 4 millimeter bicones on top of them, and I also used an size 8 seed bead with a size 11 seed bead. And when you look at this, this is a little bit more topped. I played around with the ring band a little bit using 2 different colors. And here's another one I did. I put Swarovski rondelles in there, and I used a size 8 seed bead, and there is a Swarovski Monty on top with 8 millimeter pearls. So I think this one is really pretty. I think of all of them, it's probably my favorite one of them. I think it's really classy. And let me show you how that looks on my finger. That's how that looks. Really nice. Well, that's about it for this tutorial, and it's pretty much, as you can see, up to your imagination on how the ring will look. So I hope to be back soon with some more ring tutorials, expanding a little bit and showing you step by step on how to get more advanced rings. But this is the basic beginner's ring. I think everybody that ever made a ring started with this ring. Okay, well, I hope to see you all again later. Bye-bye.